is up YouTube, IDM here, and welcome back to another video. So I'm going to show you guys how to get AltStore, no computer required, but a jailbreak is required. So there's only two ways of getting AltStore technically. If you don't have a jailbreak, you have to use your computer to get AltStore. It's the only way you can do it. It does work on Mac, it does work on Windows, but if you have a jailbroken iPhone, you can get AltStore, no computer required, and use it no computer required. And this is very useful for jailbreak applications like Uncover or Torring. Those do get revoked, so if you want your jailbreak app to keep working, this is one of the methods in which you can re-sign this app so it always works. And what's nice about this method is the app will stay signed even when you go out of the jailbroken state. And I'll show you guys that in action, but once your certificate is revoked, it won't work anymore, so take note on that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into Cilio. Of course, if you're using Cydia, go into Cydia or Zebra, whatever package manager you're using. I will leave the repos you will need listed in the description, so make sure you have those repos within your package manager, and we're just going to simply search for AltStore. Now, I've covered this in the past. I'm just doing an updated video because the repo is different and the method is slightly different. So as you can see, there is the AltStore, and then we also need AltDaemon. Now, when you install the AltStore, it should automatically install AltDaemon with it. If it doesn't, make sure you also install AltDaemon. It is required for this to function without a computer. So AltDaemon is basically what allows it to, re-sign the apps, no computer required. So I'm just going to go ahead and install both of those and go ahead and exit. And as you can see, there is AltStore. Now at this point, we can launch AltStore, and mine is signed for 365 days because I do have a paid developer account. When you guys come in here, you're going to see a random number here. It's probably 100 and something, or maybe you're doing this way in the future and it's less than 100. That doesn't really matter. Basically, the functionality of AltStore is here now, and the first thing we need to do is sign in with our Apple ID. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, now that you have signed in with your Apple ID, you should get this screen here. Just click on Got It, and it's asking you to refresh the AltStore. It's recommended to just click Refresh Later. So now that you have signed in with your Apple ID, you can install IPAs with AltStore. So I'm going to demo this. Like I said, this is a great way to keep your Uncover jailbreak working, because if you guys don't have a computer and you're relying on getting it from like jailbreaks.app or something like that, those IPAs do get revoked, and once they do, they won't work anymore. So this is how you can keep your jailbreak working. So if we go directly to the Uncover jailbreak website, you can see there's the option to open in AltStore. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And as you can see, there is the progress there. So it's installing the application. It's using your own Apple ID to install it as well. Again, at this point, I'm going to do refresh later. And then you should see the Uncover jailbreak will show up in your installed application section here. Now, what's cool about this is as long as it's signed with your Apple ID, it will continue to work even when you're not in the jailbroken state. That is the most important part about this, because that is the reason why you're doing this, is so that if your iPhone dies or it reboots and you need to use the Uncover jailbreak to re-enable your jailbreak, you need it to be working when you're not in the jailbroken state. So that is what is important. So as you can see, we have installed Uncover. It opens and it works. And this is the key part right here, where I'm going to go ahead and force restart my iPhone. So I'm taking it out of the jailbroken state, and then I should be able to still open up Uncover and use it. Now, one thing to take note on is AltStore will not re-sign your application if you're not in the jailbroken state. So once your certificate of 7 days is revoked, then the app won't work anymore. So just make sure that you keep this application signed with AltStore. I hope that makes sense. So basically, when you install it with AltStore, it uses a new 7-day certificate from your Apple ID. After 7 days, it won't work anymore. So if your iPhone stays in the unjailbroken state for longer than 7 days, the app will not work anymore. And as you can see, AltStore does disappear, but Uncover still launches and you can still use it as long as you are within your 7 days on your Apple ID certificate. Like I said, after that, it won't work anymore. Now, some of you are going to ask, how are my apps signed for 365 days? I have a paid developer account through Apple. It costs $100 per year, and it allows you to sign apps for 1 year. So technically, my Uncover application at this point, even though I'm not in the jailbroken state, this app will continue to work for 1 full year from here on out. After 365 days, when I go to launch this app, it will not open. It'll just kind of open and then crash. And that is because it is revoked. And that's basically how it works. So that's how you can get AltStore on iOS 14, no computer required, and install applications or IPAs with your own Apple ID. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely throw me a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot here at the channel. And if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to click that subscribe button. This has been Jeremy, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.